Hey everybody, before you watch this video, I just want to tell you guys that the video that you're about to watch is something that I did last night. And this morning, the family and I drove to it's kind of in the mountains, a village here with a church. I've got a friend that's a pastor here, and we brought some food and some juice. And I had no intentions of speaking today, but what I talked about in this video was heavy on my mind. And I just prayed to God. I said, God, if it's your will, have my pastor friend ask me if I'll speak today. And right before it was his time to get up, he came to me and he said, hey, would you like a couple of minutes just to give us some words of encouragement? And I said, it may take more than just a couple of minutes. And I said, I prayed that God would send you over here to do this. I just want to tell you that when God puts something in your heart and you speak the Logos from the Spirit, that's the Logos, the divine utterance, the words that God gives you. He speaks to you through His Rhema, His living voice. And when you speak those words in human form, it's the Logos. And whenever that happens, you bring fire. And I want to tell you guys, fire came down today. It was amazing, and that's all I want to say. Hello everybody, hope all of y'all are having a good day today. It's Sunday morning here in the Philippines, and Lynn and I are stopped at a bakery. We're going to a church in the mountains today, and they want to give us some of their harvest of their rice, so we're going to go there, and since they're going to give us something, we're going to bring some bread and some juice for the children there, and so we're excited about doing that. And all last night and this morning, I've had on my mind things about the kingdom of heaven. And, this June, I'll be celebrating 10 years of knowing God. It'll be 10 years since the night that God came to me and changed me in the twinkling of an eye. It was just as fresh today as it was then. And it's been 10 years now, and in 10 years' time, spending a lot of that time on social media, I have seen every type of person that calls himself Christian. I don't think there's too many out there that I haven't seen. And man, there's been all throughout history, you've got the Nazis, Hitler, who was looking for the master race. And then you have, all different types of Christians who are very racist. It's God's race is this color or that color. And it's all been all colors, blacks, whites, browns, that are all taking part of this. And everybody's concerned about the master race and what color Jesus was and what color God's people are. Isn't it written that flesh and blood does not inherit the kingdom of God? It's also written that in the kingdom of God there is no male, there is no female. But if the kingdom of God is within you, and the kingdom of God can be accessed today, what does that tell you? Think about that real deep just for a minute. The kingdom of God is within you. We're told to seek ye first the kingdom of God, meaning while you're in the body now, you can seek and find the kingdom of God now. But flesh and blood will not inherit the kingdom of God. So what does that mean? It means you've got to shed yourself of self. Me, myself, mine, I. That ego, that pride. It's like, I am white, I am black, I am brown, I am Christian, I am Muslim, I am Buddhist. You got to get through all that I am this and get straight to the I am, which is within you. If you come from God, which is love, it's written, when you look at the original language, you come from within God. means you are a part of God. The real you, the true you, which is deep down within you, is the I am, which is love. God is love. So whenever you finally meet your true self, that means that you have shed self. You've gotten rid of that. And it's a process, because God is a consuming fire. Anything that comes in the presence of God that is not of God, which is not love, is burned away. He's an all-consuming fire. I had a dream, vision, whatever you want to call it, years ago, and I put it on my old YouTube channel. It was called Throne of God 114. And in that dream, there was this amazing light. And we were attracted to that light. We were going to that light. And I remembered there was people from all different types of religions, all different types of people walking. And the closer you would get to the light, the more we were changing. And I was seeing some people, they were smoking, their skin was smoking, and they were screaming and crying. They couldn't take it, they would turn away and leave. But I remember myself and other people, we were looking at it and we weren't feeling pain from the burns. We were focused on the change of what was happening because of the light. And we noticed that we were becoming like these seraphim angels that were around the throne of God. We were becoming like purified gold. We were like gold in a purification fire. It was weird. It was almost like we were melted glass underneath all this us. You see, from the time we're born, if you can picture it this way, you picture, deep frying a piece of fish, okay? And you batter it, you put the flour on it, and you deep fry it, all right? And then you take it out of the deep fryer, you batter it again, you put more flour on it, and you deep fry it again. And you do the same thing over and over and over, and you've got all these layers of batter. And the fish is way down there. The pure fish is way, way down there in the middle somewhere. You have to get through all these layers of self that we've been labeled. Since we were born, we're told, you're black, you're white, you're a Christian. Our religion is chosen for us at birth, according to wherever you're born. We're labeled all these things, and so to me, the master race, the masters of the race are those who finish the race. And the race is finished when you reach home. When you get beyond self and you reach the throne of God, you encounter your true self, the I am, the love, that part of God that God took from himself and put in you. Once you reach that, the race is over, because once it's the true self takes over, you're just there for the ride, because that's when God will, he'll clear your paths. Everything is made for you to where if you stay focused on the Spirit, beyond self, no more me, myself, I, none of that, and you just stay focused on God, then the walk is easy. You finish the race. The race is done. You have the crown of life. Anyway, flesh and blood doesn't inherit the kingdom of heaven, so I don't know why people are so wrapped up in color of skin. Why people are so wrapped up in male and female. It's like, can a woman say anything in the church or anything like that? But someone who is led by the Spirit, whenever you meditate every day, you come into prayer every day, and you're walking in the Spirit every day, that means you've shed all that self. You're no longer male. You're no longer female. You no longer have any labels. You can't have any labels. You're just there in the presence of God. And the only thing that can live and stay in the presence of God is that piece of Him that's left. Everything else is burned away. And God is love. So how do you recognize those who are with God? It's their love for others. that simple. It ain't difficult. I know there's people out there that will say, no, it's written in the Bible that you have to stay faithful even unto death. Okay, and then you'll receive the crown of life. But that word death, there's 4 different words for death in the Greek language. And that particular word, and they're very particular on which words they use, even though they didn't distinguish between those words in the English. But that particular word that they use there does not mean a physical death. It means you stay faithful until you spiritually die to yourself and your true self. The Christ rises up within you, and Christ lives his life through you. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives within me. I have been crucified, meaning I have died. That's what that means. Once you've come to the end of yourself, you have died. You've been faithful until death. And once Christ takes over, everybody's like, you got to keep working, you'll be deceived. You will never be deceived. Christ is in you. You have to have faith that God, the creator of everything, if he's living his life through you, who could possibly deceive you? Okay? So if Christ is living his life through you, you die to yourself and allow him to make those decisions in your life. I'm not saying you're going to have a perfect life and you're never going to mess up and your flesh is never going to do stupid things, okay? But you're no longer the same. You're a different person, and you're always seeking the Spirit instead of the carnal things. Your nature has changed. He's given you a new heart, a new mind. That means a new inner man. All right? You're faithful unto death. In that dream that I had, the 114 throne of God, for those that could stand the heat and were able to burn away everything except for what was real, we went back out into the world, and it's like we were indestructible. Nothing could touch us. Because whenever you reach that point, whenever you get to that point and you've been in the presence of God, in his love, nothing can ever shake your faith. You have unbreakable, unshakable faith. There's no doubt in your mind that God is real. You know God. And when you know somebody, you can truly love somebody. I love you all. God bless.